Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Do I have a witness? Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the high. Lord, we lift up your name.
Lord, we lift up your name.
With a hands full of praise.
With a heart full of praise. Be exalted, O Lord our God. Hosanna in the highest.
Lord, we lift up your name.
Lord, we lift up your name.
With a heart full of praise.
With a heart full of praise. Be exalted, O Lord our God. Hosanna in the highest.
Hosanna, Hosanna.
Hosanna, Hosanna,
Come on, son.
Hosanna in the highest.
Lift us and say, Hosanna.
Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest.
Say, Lord, we lift up your name.
Lord, we lift up your
With a
name.
hand full of praise.
With a heart full of praise.
Exalted on
Be
fire.
exalted, O Lord our God. Hosanna in the highest.
Lord, we lift up your name.
Lord, we lift up your
With a hand
name.
full of praise.
With a heart full of praise.
Exalted, O Lord.
Be exalted, O Lord our God. Hosanna in the highest.
Lord, we lift up your name.
Lord, we lift up your name.
Hand full of praise.
With a heart full of praise.
Exalted, O Lord.
Be exalted, O Lord our God. Hosanna in the highest.
Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lays on fear is gone. And now I know, yes I know, he holds my future, hey. And life is worth and living just because he lives. Because he lives, say,
Because he lives,
come on, declare I can face
I
tomorrow.
can face tomorrow.
Because he lives,
Because he lives,
he will end the year in a grand style.
all fear is gone. And now I know he holds my
the miracle working God. Your name is Yah. I said your name is
Yahweh. Your name is Yahweh.
I said
You are the miracle working God.
and our praises. As your people declare your mighty word. Blessed be the
Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come.
I said, blessed be the
Lord God Almighty, who reigns forevermore.
I said, blessed be the
Lord God Almighty,
who was and is.
who was and is
Come on, sing it. I said, blessed be the
Lord God Almighty,
who
reigns forevermore.
I said, Father in heaven, how we love you. May your kingdom set as your people say. Can we do it for them? Say, Father in heaven, say.
Father in heaven, how we love you.
Come on, sing along.
We lift your name in all the earth.
Turn it on. Turn it up. All around the world.
Let your
The coolest way to start your weekend.
Mighty word.
blessed be the
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world.
To come.
In your car.
Work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Reigns forevermore.
who reigns
Who reigns forevermore.
forever.
Who reigns forevermore.
Who reigns forever.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, London. Welcome to Star Radio UK. My name is Regina. As always, this is On Point. We are bringing you a live transmission this afternoon. Although outside is all dark, we are in our winter season here in the UK. Wherever you are listening to me from, a warm welcome to this program. If this is your first time, as always, we will request and kindly ask you to share, invite your friends, invite your colleagues, invite loved ones, invite the not so loved ones, whoever, whatever, people you think might be benefiting from this program this afternoon. Just share it on your tram line, share it on all your social media platforms. We are there on all the social media platforms, so please make this program interactive this afternoon. My regards and my greetings to everybody. Apostle Archie is in the house, the producer for this afternoon. He's going to be taking your calls. He's going to be replying to your questions on WhatsApp. Whatever you have, please put it on our WhatsApp line 075 3966 1766 075 3966 1744, not 66. I said 66 a minute ago. The 6 is stuck in my head. It's 075. Let me repeat it for you. So this is our WhatsApp and our text message line, always for Star Radio UK studios. You can contact us by this number 075 3966 1744. info@starradiouk.com. that is our email. info@starradiouk.com. tweet at Star Radio UK. Studio lines, you can contact us direct here in the studios. Our studio line is 0208 133 2257 or 58. 0208 133 2257 or 58, and that's the contact details for Star Radio UK. As always, please use it for all your media needs, all your social activities, events, all your business needs, use those contact details and we will be of service to you. For those of you that want to record your own music, you want to record your own program, some of you do podcasting, you have your own blogs and whatnot, please use those contact details and let's help you get your podcast to a professional recording level. So those are our contact details here on Starr Radio UK this afternoon on Point. You can also contact us by those contact details. Greetings to all the mamas and the papas, the family members, everybody that listens to us regularly, and those that have come on board for the first time today. A special welcome once again. So this afternoon I just thought I'll come into the studio. As always, we have a topic. Normally we would do and treat a nice topic, look into the details of that topic, go through the ins and outs of that topic, but this afternoon I thought I'll just share something from my heart. I just want to share something from my heart with you, all my listeners all over the world. I know people are listening to us from everywhere in the world, and the more you share on your social media platforms, the more people can join in this afternoon. It's gonna be a heart to heart. It's gonna be a Regina Anima heart to heart this afternoon, and I'm just going to share something from my spirit. I'm just going to share something from my heart. To those of you that are listening regularly, I'm doing this because I love you so much, and for the newcomers, I love you too, and I hope you will definitely benefit from this afternoon's program. On Point, we like to encourage, equip, teach, support the young adults. They are our passion. They are the ones that this program was designed for, and therefore we focus in on the children, if you like, the young adults. But we know that demographics of the listeners varied, with varied background, culture, and social needs. Therefore, we try to touch on all aspects of our life. As long as we are alive and we are living, there are things that we need to address for the positive aspects and for our life to continue to progress. Our vision, our aim is to be better than what we were or who we were yesterday. We cannot continue living our life in the shadow of somebody else, or continue to live our life for the sake of existing. We want to live our life and have a meaningful life, impacting our communities positively, enjoying our life on a daily basis, making the most of every circumstance and every situation. So no matter where you are coming from, who you are, where you are heading, this program is for you. Always on Mondays from 5 to 6:30 p.m. That is our time slot, and sometimes we may go over it, but hey, life goes on. So as I said, this afternoon I just want to share something from my heart with you all. And most of you that listening to this program regularly will know that I'm a Christian by background. I believe in the Word of God, and above all, I'm also a reverend, an ordained minister, and I do have a very much a close relationship with the children of God. Having said that, if you are not of faith, that is, if you are not a Christian, this program may still benefit, because when I talk about God, although I'm referring to the God that I know, the one and only God, the Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, but I do appreciate that because of cultural differences and spiritual diversity, some people may refer to their God in a different format, understanding it from that aspect. So please don't be offended and don't leave me behind. Stay tuned, because it might be something that you might benefit from. So having said that, and having done the disclaimer there and the introduction, I just want to thank the proprietors of Starr Radio UK for their continued support, their encouragement, their love, and everything. Because you know what, life goes on to a point where sometimes you come across people you don't know from anywhere, and as the Bible says, there's a brother that sticketh closer than a blood brother. And I love the fact that this particular studio, Starr Radio UK, has been so supportive of my journey recently. I put it that way because I don't want to be specific too much, but the people, the proprietors of Starr Radio UK, the producers, Pastor Archie, Brother Frank, Sister Lottie, they've been there for me through a lot of things, and I appreciate them so much. And I've been reflecting on a lot of things, and I think had they not been there and done what they did and continue to do, I wonder how things could have turned out for me personally. So I'm grateful to them. But I say this to say this, not to make their head big-headed and whatever they may take. God richly bless them. But I say it to say this. Sometimes you need somebody in your corner. It's very important. You need somebody in your corner, somebody that is solid. When people come, or when you come across people in life, in your journey, try not to close the door by slamming the door. Okay? Try not to close the door by slamming the door. Think about it very carefully, because if you slam the door and it jams, you cannot reopen. You may have to break it down. But if you close the door and the mechanisms, the tool of the door, the lock, gently, they even have something they call soft closing system. It closes gently and it closes softly. You can always open that door again and again and again and again. Okay? But if you jam it, the effort to reopen that door, and the possibility may not be there. So when you meet somebody in life, try not to jam the door as you exit. Okay? Don't close the door as you exit. Don't slam close the door as you exit. Close the door gently. Why? Because tomorrow will come. Tomorrow will come. And when tomorrow comes, and you need to open that door, and you've jammed it, you've slammed it, you've crushed it, how do you then go back to that door? Open sesame would not work. I don't know the effort you would need to put in to get that door open. But if you go by experience, and I told you this afternoon, this is my soul I'm sharing with you, something from my heart. If you slam that door, you can't go back to it. Sometimes our pride will not allow us to go back to it. Sometimes the system is closed, shut, destroyed is the right word, to the point where you cannot use it, and therefore you're unable to go back to that door. But if you soft close that door, the benefits of that door can be limitless. You cannot put a limit to it. And this is why I say this. When I first met the proprietors of Starr Radio UK, I didn't know them from Adam, as the saying goes. I had seen them because of my spiritual and Christianity background. I had met with them, I'd said the hellos, I had interacted with them, but I had no relationship with them, to the point where I can pick up the phone and say, hello, how are you? Or even receive a text message to say, good morning, how are you? Nothing like that. Hello, and then I walk my way. Hello, and then I walk my way. To the point where at some point, somebody said, oh, have you met this person? Do you know who this person is? I said, no. So the introduction was done, and the relationship started to develop from there. And that's why I say I am grateful for that door not being slammed shut. I could have walked away personally and not turned back, because as I said, we are not related by blood in any form, shape or size. We could say we are related spiritually because we all serve the living God, but that is as far as it goes. But I am grateful because they also did not slam the door shut. They didn't think this woman has too much baggage, too much problems, and we have our own, as we all do, and we will not be able to deal with this. And I'm grateful, Sister Lottie, because she picked up the phone, she encouraged me, she continues to do that. And likewise, Pastor Archie, and I'm grateful. And Brother Frank, I cannot, the shopping that Brother Frank will bring to my house, be it one be 2, be 3, now and then, even if it's just the once. I am grateful because people like that make you feel that there is help, there is somebody out there, there is somebody you can call on, somebody you can look up to, somebody that will listen. Most importantly, sometimes all you need is somebody to listen to you because you don't know how to manage that situation or how to cope with that situation in that moment of time. You just can't put yourself together. Things are all over the place. Your emotions are all over the place. Your thoughts are all over the place. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of challenges, a lot on your plate, basically, for you to even begin to grasp. And people, when they are at that point, have had emotional breakdown. People have had emotional breakdown because of stress, because of difficulties, because of challenges, because of things that they cannot manage or cope with. And if there is nobody there for you to even say hello to, or for someone to see you and ask, how are you today? It can be so difficult and so challenging. That's why it's important not to close the door. So I am grateful for everybody. Having said all of that, the reason is we are in a year that it has been difficult, continues to be difficult for all of us in different ways and different aspects of our lives. Everybody is dealing with something or the other in their lives right now as we speak. Some of us have gone through job changes. Some of us have gone through social circumstances changes. Some of us have gone through relocation. Some have relocated to the point where they've even left home for different countries. We've all gone through things that at the moment we cannot even begin to put our hand on it. We are just like on automatic pilot. We're all managing and doing the best we can, and that is the beauty of us human beings, the ability to adapt and be able to change in a dynamic situation and ever changing circumstances. We're able to, in general. Not everybody manages it so well, and some people need help, like I have done in the past. But some people, some of us, we're also able just to drop one aspect of something and pick up the new aspect and move on very quickly, and carry on and continue to move on, not knowing that as we continue to do that, it has its own health implications, it has its own emotional implications, psychological implications, physical implications, financial implications, as we carry on and we are on autopilot, dropping this, picking this, dropping it, picking this, not giving ourselves the time to sit back and reflect on what's been happening. It can have its own challenges. So I want to encourage somebody this afternoon. I want you to pick yourself up and I want you to sit down and have a good time of reflection. You need it. Okay, you need that time, you need that space, you need that environment. Just take time to do some big time reflection on your life. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what you're involved in or not involved in, it doesn't matter what car you drive, where you live or don't live, or whatever it is. Take time to do some big time reflection. Why? Look at what's happening in the environment wherever you are. It doesn't matter which part of the world you are now. We are all dealing with something that continues to be difficult to bring under control. And I'm talking about the pandemic. If I talk like this, it's all about the pandemic. And things are happening day in and day out. People are losing their lives. People are going into health and financial circumstances and situations that are, difficult to even begin to put your finger on and know what might be around the corner tomorrow. It's difficult. Don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. But I want to encourage you to sit back and do a big time reflection of your whole life, where you are now, what you're doing now, where you want to go, because now is a good time. Today is a good day to sit back and reflect. Some of us may have to go back a few years, see where we went wrong. What could we have done better? What do we need to change? How do we go about changing what we need to change? And how do we go about gaining the skills that we need to gain for tomorrow? Because you cannot throw the towel in, put a blanket over your head and go to sleep and wake up in 5 years' time. I don't know if you've watched a movie called Pickled Mind or Pickled Brains. This man was in a factory, fell into a big pot of pickle solution, and was, went to sleep. And he actually went to sleep for over 40 years. The brain was pickled. So when he woke up, he had gone from decades and if not centuries to another century, completely new era. And the thing is, he stayed young. The age he fell in, he didn't age. So when he woke up and he was in a different era altogether, things were done completely. He had to relearn and trace back his steps. We can't do that. We as human beings living, that's just fantasy. That's just a movie. That's just something on big screen. In reality, it doesn't happen. It does not happen. You cannot freeze yourself in time for the next 20 years, even a year you can't, but let's say 20 years. You cannot freeze yourself and then wake up in 20 years time and still be 25 or 35 or 16 or 18 and expect things to then start from that age when you've been frozen for 20 years. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a missed 20 years of your life. You've missed it. You cannot reclaim it back. But the good thing is, if you are able to sit back today, sit down today and take a good stock of your life. It doesn't matter what your age is. 15, you can take stock of your life. 19, take stock of your life. 22, take stock of your life. 50, take stock of your life. Whatever the number is irrelevant. Take stock of your life right now in this. If you're listening to me this afternoon, that's why I'm here. I want you to take stock of your life. I do. And when I say take stock of your life, I don't mean that the difficulties and the challenges and the setbacks and the stagnations that you're dealing with. That's not what I'm talking about, because those are going to be there. I'm talking about you finding a quiet time to actually listen to yourself, hear yourself, speak to yourself, and think things through properly. So when you're taking stock of your life, it's not about I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. That is another layer of taking stock of your life. Okay, there are layers, so that is another layer. But I want you to start at the basic, the very barest bottom minimal. Who are you? Why are you here today? And how are you doing now? Not tomorrow. Because tomorrow you could win the lottery and your life will take another turn and you can take another stock then. But right now, this evening, here in the UK, we are looking at the time being 17:38, in other words 5:38. What are you doing right now? Where do you want to be in the next 30 minutes, an hour? What is your plans for this evening? What are you doing this evening? That's all I want you to take stock of. Think about it. It's not about going home to have a meal and going to sleep so you can get up to work tomorrow. If that's all you have to do, fair enough. But is that it? That's what you have to do. But what does that mean? What does that mean? Going back home to have a meal after a hard day's job, going to bed and planning to return to work tomorrow. What is that all about? How can you make that very meaningful? How can you do that to the point where you yourself will feel that you have benefited from the next 5 hours, from the next 6 hours before you go to sleep and wake tomorrow? How can you put it together to a point where it is going to be meaningful? It's going to be adding value to who you are and what you've been. The reason being is if you've been at work and you've gone through a whole day, you've been on autopilot. I talked about it briefly. You've been on autopilot. You got to work, you had to do this, do that. Nothing was challenging, nothing was out of place or out of norm. Even if you had a dynamic situation to deal with, it's not out of the norm. It is within the norm, because every job has its own dynamics and evolving and changing and needs and whatever, and you have to respond to all these things as you go along. Financially, you have to look at your bank account, see how it's doing, how it's not doing, whatever is going on there. You've done all of that for today. And now you're going home, or you're coming home, or you're home now, and this evening I just want you to take stock of your life. Think about it very deeply. In the next 5 hours, what are you going to do that is going to add value to your life? Now, when I talk about value, I'm not talking about monetary value. Not everything we do in life equates to increase in our finances, although we would like to expect it to be, and we want to think about it that way, and we like it to see it that way. But not everything is money, and money is not everything. Although money answers all things, money is not everything. So I'm not talking about what are you doing to add value as in money, but value as in how your emotional well-being is getting along. Value as in how your social well-being is getting along. This afternoon I was talking to my own mother, bless Mrs. Cecilia Techi, bless her soul. I was discussing a few family issues with her, and she was pouring out her heart. She was talking a lot about a lot of things, and I just listened and listened and listened and listened, and I encouraged her. I encouraged her. In the end, she then turned the table and she listened and listened and listened and encouraged me. And I went away and I felt fulfilled. I love talking to my mother. She means so much to me. I love talking to her. Time and time again, I speak with my mom, and we talk about all things. I can tell my mom anything. If you have a mother like that, value, love, cherish her. If you don't, now is the time to take stock, reflect, and see if you can build bridges. Start today. Build bridges and move on to the next level. See if you can start building houses on these bridges so that you build a better relationship, because it might be too late one day. She may not be there, or your father may not be there, or your husband may not be there, or your wife may not be there, and your children may have left home. And then what do you do when there's nobody to have that connection with? So it's important that you don't slam the door shut when you leave, because coming back to that door, you don't know when you're going to need it. Don't slam the door shut. Life is a circle. We move around in circles. We do things today, and tomorrow we may repeat them. But in 10 years' time, if you need to repeat that same thing, and the people that supported you today are not there to support you, what do? I hear you say you can always build new friends. Every time you build new friends, they are not the same. They are not the same. Every time you meet somebody, before it takes, if you think about the formation years of our lives, as a child, when you're born, then you go through the baby stages, then the child, and you go through all these phases. It takes time to develop anything and everything. Everything needs time in life. Everything needs time. So you cannot meet somebody today and then have a relationship with that person to the point where you feel you trust them enough to share the secrets of your heart with them. It's not going to happen overnight. Even as a student, when you go to university, they will introduce you to a particular teacher that you're going to have a special relationship with. You have many teachers, you have many lecturers, you have many colleagues at school, but they put you all into groups and you guys form groups. Why? Because they are not only thinking about your academic excellence, No, if that's what it is, they don't need to bring you to university. They could do that on the internet. They could do that remotely. You don't have to be in a lecture hall to see the person teaching you face to face. But because we are social beings, and because connecting with each other is equally as important as listening, talking, laughing, joking, in all aspects of our life, it's important that you connect physically, emotionally, psychologically with somebody. And when that happens, that is when you can say, I am grateful for you being part of my life. Say that to somebody and let that person know that you value them and they've added value to your life. Now, this afternoon is not about the negativity, because as I said, I came to share my heart with somebody. So I'm not going to talk about the negativity, and I'm not even going to touch on it, because I know they are there. There are people that came, that destroyed, that, as the Bible says, they are thieves. They came to steal, to destroy, and to kill. But God came that I may have life and have it abundantly. So I'm not even going to talk about the thieves that came. They can come. Thank God they're gone. I'm not talking about the thieves. I'm talking about those that you can pick up a phone, send a text message, pick your phone and see there's a text message there to say good morning, how are you? How are the children? That's the one I'm talking about, okay? I'm not talking about the negativity. My name is Regina. Anima. Let me take a 2 seconds break. I'll come back. Something is telling me I need to talk about the thieves, but I'm coming back. Don't go away. I'll be right back. This is On Point here on Starr Radio UK. Take time to reflect, to take stock of your life. You deserve it. You deserve it. We are coming to a point where a new year is upon us so soon. So take time to reflect. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
He holds my future, and life is worth a living just because He lives.
And now I know.
And now I know He holds my future, and life is worth a living just because He lives.
Father in heaven, I will love you. Say, we lift your name in all the earth. May your kingdom be established in our praises. As your people declare your mighty word, blessed be the Lord.
Lord God Almighty, who was and is to come.
I say, blessed be the
Lord God Almighty, who reigns forevermore.
I say, blessed be the
Lord God Almighty,
who was and is.
who was and is
in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Good afternoon and welcome back here on Star Radio UK this afternoon. My name is Regina Anima. This is On Point, and as I've said and shared with you, this program is designed for the young adults, the youth, and people from all walks of life, all background. Everybody is welcome. Wherever you are listening to us this afternoon, thank you so much for being part of the program this afternoon. I want you to share it on all the social media platforms, and make sure that your friends, your family, your loved ones have all tuned in and are listening. The reason being is, here on Point today, I'm sharing my heart out. I'm pouring my heart out. I'm being grateful to the people that have been there for me in the last few years, being the fact that I've had a few challenges. I've gone through a few challenges, and some of you have heard me on other occasions when I've been here talking about different aspects of the challenges. And this afternoon, I'm just saying I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the Lord for the people that are there and have been there, and those that have stuck by me, people that I did not know from anywhere, but at the right time they stepped in, and they've been so helpful. I cannot say thank you enough. And all I'm saying is, take stock of your life, because I have done so. I cannot teach or preach or share something with you that I have not personally experienced or done. The reason is because I cannot give you what I don't have. Although my topics, when I come and teach them and educate, coming from people, some are from my listeners, some are from family members, some are from people that I come across, I counsel and I interact with, and some are my own storylines, but polished in a way that they don't personally reflect me. But this afternoon, I'm happy to put my hands up to say this one is me. It's me being grateful to the Lord and to the people that have stepped in when I needed somebody most. I am grateful. It's not just the people in the studio. My children have been there. They've been excellent in every aspect. Friends have been there. I cannot name people. Family members have been there. My mom, as I've said, my brothers, my sister, they've all been there. They've been so helpful, and they've all supported me in ways that it blows my mind. I recently visited my cousin in the US. I'm fresh from the US. Can you see? I'm only joking. True, I'm fresh from the US. I just landed. So I'm grateful to my cousin Margaret, all the way in Texas. I mean, what can I say? She looked after me. She almost babied me. And sweet sister, I know she listens to this program. She watches it from time to time. She will hear this. So God bless you, sweet sister. I am grateful. So take stock of your life. Whilst I was away, I as I said, I took stock of my life. I was wondering, people that came into the scene when I hit the iceberg, okay, and I'm using this metaphorically. I don't want anybody to come and ask me when did I travel on the sea. But people, the Titanic hit an iceberg. It was a strong ship built so robustly, and the people who built that ship, they trusted in their strength and their abilities. Okay, they were ready to sail this ship from England all the way to the US, landing and making sure that everybody was safe. I mean, at the time when it was built and was about to set sail, it was a phenomenal, something that had not happened before. And they all jumped in, the rich, the poor, the hungry, the hopeful, the whatever, people that had expectations, the businessmen, the royalty, people were there on that ship on a journey. What do they call that journey? A modern voyage or something, they say. And this was going to be a groundbreaking journey that no man had ever made in that kind of way, that kind of grand style. So people that went on there, maiden voyage, I think is the word. People that were on there were expecting great things. And of course, it started to sail as it should, as the expectation is. So in life, here I am, Regina, on my journey, got to a point and I think, okay, this journey, I know what to expect. Things are as it should be, and things are going as it should go. That's not to say, everything was perfect. No, nothing is ever perfect, but it's good as can be, and you don't have to worry about any small things. Those are just part and parcel. It comes and goes. Okay, so the journey we started, we are on a maiden voyage, going our way, happy, singing along, skipping. If you've watched The Sound of Music, skipping on the hills, nothing to worry about. You come home, there's food, there's drink, there's, everything is okay. But unbeknown to myself and, some people around me, we hit an iceberg. And when we hit the iceberg, it was either sink or swim. And this is why I'm saying take stock. You may have hit an iceberg as we speak, as you're listening to me right now. You may, not everybody, or yours might not be an iceberg, but you've come to a point where you're wondering, where do I go from here? So your situation may not be a sink or a swim situation, but it's still, where do you go from here? And that's why you need to take stock. And when you're taking that stock, you're not taking that stock because you want to get revenge. Revenge is a wasted energy. It's a wasted force. It does not bring any productivity. Okay. Revenge is sweet because you walk away and you think, there, I got you. So revenge, they say, is sweet, but it does not solve any problem. Why? Because it won't change what has happened. Because if it did, it will not be revenge. Okay, so what happened will remain. You will still go back to what has happened, but it just makes you feel better because you've done it to somebody else. But it's not productive. It is not fruitful. It doesn't bring you any satisfaction whatsoever, because 2 hours later you're still going to say, this person did that, and I also did that. So there's no satisfaction there. The pain is still gonna be there. The difficulties are still gonna be there. But if you're able to take stock of your life right now, and you're able to ask the right questions, where do I go from here onwards? The key is that you're going to move forward. You're going to get over it. You're going to do better tomorrow. You are going to do better in the next 5 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, whatever the hours may be for you. But you need to take that stock today, now, here and now as we speak, now as you're hearing my voice, now as you're listening. You need to take that stock. Why? Because by taking that stock, you're able to identify where things went wrong, who did you wrong, how you're going to do the good things that you need to do to move forward. Sometimes you even have to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, I need help. I really need help. Come and help me. Insist on someone coming to help you. Sometimes we have to take the bull by the horn. Insist, I need help. Don't sit there and suffer in silence. Don't sit there, mope, whine, and cry all by yourself, not knowing what to do tomorrow. Get somebody in through the door. Let that person become somebody you can rely on. Okay, so if you are somebody who don't have anybody that you can call upon, If you're somebody who doesn't know who to call upon, there are national support systems and guidelines and contacts out there that you can call and let somebody know how you're feeling psychologically. Is very important. Emotionally is very important. We used to call them Citizens Advice Bureau here in the UK. They are still there. They can still guide you, direct you, they can help you, they can give you some advice, they can, get you going, and somebody would listen to you. Okay, for us that are Christians, those of us that go to church, find a good spiritual, as we say, a good somebody that you can connect with, a pastor, a pastor's wife, somebody at church. They can be a member of the congregation, but if they are the ones that you are intuitionally inclined to connect with, then find that person and make yourself known to that person and let the person know that you are counting on them. Okay, it may be a friend, a colleague from work or from uni or at uni, somebody you know that you can trust, somebody that you know. You may not see them on a daily basis, they may not be there on a daily basis, but you can connect with them, you can talk to them, you can speak with them. Don't slam the door shut when you leave, because you never know when you have to go through that door. Let me take this same saying and take it to our place of work. We go through life. If you are not running your own business and you're somebody who is serious about your life, with your life, you probably have a job, a job. You have signed up and you're doing something. Now, when you meet people on the ladder of success as you go upwards, bear that in mind, that on your return journey downwards, you're going to meet the same people. The same people are going to be there somewhat. They may not be in the same position you met them going up. And that's the important aspect. You may not come and see the same person sitting at the admin office the day you walked in as the day you're walking back out. Okay? You may not. It may be the case that it's the same person, but sometimes not. By the time you realize they are not at the admin desk, they are somewhere else, and you need them to sign that document. You need that person to give you that word of encouragement. In fact, you need them to look you in the eyes and ask you, how are you today? But because you've disrespected them when you met them at the desk, at the admin desk, because you disrespected them, when you have to go to them wherever they are sitting now or wherever they are positioned now, you are going to find it a challenge, a personal learning curve for you. So if you have the opportunity and listening to me this afternoon, don't slam that door. Don't disrespect people as you come across them. Don't disrespect people as you come across them. Don't belittle people as you come across them. Educational background is not guarantee for success in life. If you're listening to me, your degrees and your PhDs or masters or whatever it is that you've got may not be guaranteed for success in life. Okay, your life skills may not be guaranteed for success in life, because you may have had all the necessary skills training going and you are at the top of your game, but if you don't put it to good use, it's of no use to yourself, and definitely society is not benefiting from it. So your skills set may not be guaranteed as a means of success in life. But what can guarantee your success in life is the people within your circle. Is the people within your circle. You see, when people connect well with you and when people work well with you and you are able to work well with people, that can guarantee your success in life. It doesn't matter what your educational background is, because learning is a life journey. You can not have the skills nor the knowledge or the qualifications today, but as long as you're prepared to educate and empower yourself and learn and evolve, you're going to be able to do that next week. You're going to be able to do that next year. Over a period of time, you're going to be able to gain the skills and the qualifications that you need. So you don't necessarily have to have them at the beginning of your journey, but you definitely will need it at some point. But what you need is the people. People are resources. Human beings as we are resources, and we are the ones that will help you get to where you want to go to. Think about it this way: as much as you have a degree now, someone impacted knowledge, someone trained you, someone gave you that skills that you have. As much as you have a learned trade of some sort, someone took time to invest their life in your life for you to be where you are now. So you're always going to need human beings. You're going to need people, and you need to know this, and you need to learn this as a young adult. The people that listening to the program regularly, as a parent, you need to know this. You need your children, and your children also need you. It's not a one-way channel. I brought you into this world, and whatever I want to do and whatever I want you to do, it doesn't work like that. It's never been useful. Think about it. The adults that are embittered because their parents kind of, I wouldn't use the word force, but if you know what I mean, and insisted that they go by this route, and at the end of the day they are so embittered and so begrudged by the whole thing that they don't want anything to do with their parents. So you cannot force somebody to be in love with you. You cannot force someone to love you, and you cannot force yourself to love somebody or allow someone to be in your life. No, if people want to leave, they will leave. They will go. You can't stop them, and that's okay. Learn to accept that. Learn to grow above that. Learn to live with that if you like. But those that you need, find a way to hold on to them. It doesn't mean people will not offend you. It doesn't mean people will not fall short of the mark that you have set for them. But learn to hold on to people. Learn to find ways to relate and form, even like diplomatic relationships with people. Two nations working together doesn't mean that they are the same people. Two nations, they may be of different language, but they learn to work alongside each other. Why? Because they have ultimate goals. Whatever you have in your country, I want some. I want to benefit from it. And likewise, whatever I have in my country, you can also benefit from it. So two countries can learn to work together, maybe three, maybe four. Not long ago, we were all part of one big union, and people are still joining the union, others are leaving the union. But there's that common ground. We come together to help each other, to better each other. We don't come together to destroy. That is a waste of everybody's time. We don't come together to divide. We don't come together so we can divide. I don't join myself with somebody in hope that I'm going to destroy that person. How do you live with yourself? I mean, I don't get it. I don't come together with somebody in hope that I'm going to rob that person. I'm going to destroy that person's life in any form, shape, or size. As long as I'm not going to add value to that person's life, I don't look to come together with somebody because of what I can get out of it. When I started my relationship with the proprietors of this studio, I wasn't looking to come here to present on point. That wasn't my motive. I can't speak for them because I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm sure they weren't looking for a presenter for their studio. That's not what they were looking for. They just found somebody that they wanted to be friends with, and thank God that we respected each other enough to be able to build a relationship that would last. And come rain, come shine, I know this relationship will last, because at the end of the day, the motive and the vision and the reason why this relationship was started is so that it will last. That is the ultimate reason. It wasn't started so that we could immediately come together, do things, and then everybody go their way. No. It was started with a vision that, hey, let God be the king of this relationship and let's serve God together. Common faith, common vision, common understanding. And that's how this relationship was started. So don't jump into relationships thinking of what you are going to gain from that relationship, what you are going to take away from that relationship. Don't bind yourself. Okay, don't bind yourself. Don't drop your bag in somebody's house or somebody's life. Don't put yourself in somebody, that's the right word. Don't put yourself in somebody's life with a view that I'm there to take and walk away, because that's not going to be very good. Long term, when you slam that door shut, you don't know when you're going to need that door open again. You don't know. Okay, and think about, whilst you're there putting yourself in that relationship for short-term gratification, what is the cost to your life? Have you asked yourself that question? What is the cost to your life? In life, they said if you find one good friend, no, two good friends, you're blessed. Okay, but if you find one good friend in life, if you find one good friend, you're truly blessed, because all you need is one or two people in your life. All you need is one or two people. Okay, you don't need 10 people. Too many people in your life, it'd be difficult to, who are you going to listen to, who are you going to laugh with, who are you going to cry with, and so on and so forth. All you need is one or two people. And in your life, from the age you're born till the age that you die, whatever that age might be, because we all have different exit age, so whatever that age may be, but averagely the age is from 1 to 70. So by the time you're 70, if you can count two good friends in your life, know that you are truly blessed. And not blessed because, you know, God just blessed you as in like placed a blessing on you, but blessed because you found a way to live, work, love, share, and everything with those two people. And that those two people may not necessarily be a spouse. Those two people may not necessarily be a spouse, because the spouse is guaranteed is going to be there, kind of. So those two people could be outside the spouse zone. But if you can find them, then you're really blessed. You're truly blessed. If you can find one, it's still a blessing. So think about it. As you take stock of your life right now, where you are now, how things have been the last 6 months, the last 5 years, the last 2 years, what has been happening, when you think about it, where you want to be, how are you going to get there, and who are you? These are the things I want you to take stock of. Who are you? Until you know who you are, you don't know how to meet your needs. It's like identifying something. Unless you identify what it is, you will not know the use of that thing or how best to put it to use. So you have to know who you are. And knowing who you are only starts with you. Okay, I'm not talking about all the red flags or the black spots or the failures or the setbacks or the confusions or the inabilities. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the positivity. I told you this afternoon is all positive. So I'm talking about who you are, what you like, what you enjoy doing, what you have pleasure doing, what you want to achieve. what it's in your name. I mean, when you say your own name, if I say my name, Regina Anima, what does that mean to me? How do I reflect myself in that name? And how do I see myself in that name? These are the things I want you to take stock of. Okay? Don't just sit there and wallow and wonder and think and not find solutions to any situation you're in right now. It's not going to help you. Okay? Don't sit there pointing fingers. You cannot blame anybody. Don't bother blaming anybody. Take responsibilities. As you take stock of your life, take responsibility. Ask yourself the difficult questions. Was this good? Was this bad? And you know how to measure good and bad. Anything that did not add value is bad. Anything that added value is good. Look at it from that point of view. Sometimes you have to modify some of the bads, but most times if it didn't benefit, added, it only subtracted and destroyed and divided and shared and whatever the word may be, then it's bad. Bad is bad. You cannot sugarcoat bad, and good is good. So look at the good ones, the good things that you've got going for you right now. Okay, look at that and see where you want to be in the next 4 or 5 years. Okay, at 15 you can start setting targets, dreams and aspirations for when you're 40. At 19 you can look ahead to when you're 50, whatever your age is, because you're not going to build anything solid and grounded overnight. Even if it happens overnight, to keep it going and sustain it, you will need years to be able to do that. So you need years to think ahead. Not days, not weeks, not months. You need years to think ahead. And once you've set those targets in years, some people, they say when they finish uni, they set targets for the next 4 or 5 years. Set targets for 10 years, 20 years. And then start working them down, breaking them down into smaller chunks, if you like. So you've got a whole 20-year vision for your life. And then you can look at it from 20 to maybe 15 or 10, depending upon what it is, and then 10 to 5, depending upon what it is, and then start breaking them down. But get to know who you are, and by doing that, you would know what you like and what your dislikes are, who you enjoy being with and who you don't enjoy being with. I'm telling you, as you're listening to me right now, you can pinpoint 2 or 3 things in your life that did not give you pleasure, that you didn't enjoy doing or being around or getting involved in. And that's not the work project or the school project or whatever. It's something you didn't like about the whole project. What is it? What is it? Identify that thing. And once you are able to identify that thing, you'll be able to say that these are the things that I don't like, or these are the things that I didn't enjoy so much, and revisit them. And if you know you don't like them, you know you don't like them. Why do I say this? I set certain standards for my life, and I said there are certain things that I'm not going to get involved in. This I'm not going to get involved in. No matter what, I'm not going to do. And I had identified that. But then, as my life journey, as the ship began to sail, I thought, oh, I can drop this, I can drop that, and okay, let me just change. I'm floating now, so let me kind of modify. That was where things started to go wrong. And that is because the standards and the knowledge that I had worked hard on to identify, I did not stick by them. And when I talk to people, when I spoke to Mom today, she even said to me there were things that I'd said I'm not going to do. Before I knew it, I had done them and I was doing them. Eventually, things didn't turn out the way I wanted them to be. And so this is where I want you to take this. That's what I'm saying. I'm sharing my heart with you, my soul with you this afternoon here on Point on Starr Radio UK. Thank you for your company. Please share. Let someone listen. But the moment you set standards for yourself, and you draw the line on these things, whatever they may be, I don't want to put names to it because mine may be very different from yours and vice versa. So whatever yours may be, if you set the standard to say, I don't like this. I've tried it, it doesn't work for me. And I cannot cope with it. If it comes in my circle, I don't know how to deal with it. At least you've identified a solution, not a problem. That is the solution. You're not going to touch that. You're not going to deal with it. You're not going to do it. And please, 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 once you make those decisions, don't take it lightly. Don't forget you've made that decision. Walk by that decision. Just as you make a decision to follow God. When you've made that decision to follow God, there's no turning back. You're not going back to anywhere. There's nothing for you to go back to, but everything for you to move forward with. So when you've made those identifications, whatever, however many, because life is so dynamic, you may have to add on to it. You may have to modify some of them, but please don't ignore them, because those things will safeguard your life. I'm telling you, take it from me. Those things will safeguard your life. Because if I had stuck to my guns and said, because I've identified these 2-3 things in my life, I'm not going to do them, no matter what. Doesn't matter if the queen, the king, the president, the prime minister comes and stands in front of me, I'm not going to change and ignore these standards. Maybe I may not have hit an iceberg at all. My life would have sailed smoothly to the other side of the continent. But who knows? We can only live and learn. My name is Regina Anima. I love you so much. And thank you so much for your company this afternoon. Okay? Life is a circle. Don't slam the door shut. Don't jam the door, as they say. Please sit and take stock of your life. Who you are, where you are, and what you want to become. At any stage in life, we want to become. Okay? Say, I want to become. Yes, I'm becoming. All these things, when you get up, speak to your spirit, soul, mind, and body. Speak to yourself these positive words. And take stock of your life. Know who you are. Know what you want to become. Once you've done that, identify the red flags or the black ones, the not so good ones, whatever title you want to give them. Take time to do it. Do it for your children. Teach these things to your children. If you're a parent listening to me this afternoon, teach these things to your children. Let them understand why you're doing it, because it will help them and it will help you. And as you do it and do it and do it more and more, you can see certain things from afar before it gets close to you. And people can also, before they approach your circle, they will have an expectation, because they know what principles you live by and what standards you've set for yourself. And as long as you maintain those things in good faith, not disrespecting anybody, not putting people down, not taking advantage of people. Some people set standards at the cost of somebody else's life, so to speak. You can't set your standard or your visions or your dreams and aspirations at the cost of another human being. No, you can't do that. Because if you do that, what goes around, karma, as they say, comes back to you. So, my cousin, when I was visiting, she kept saying, I don't want to do anything that will come and haunt my children's children. When I'm gone, my great grandchildren are paying the price of my my bad behaviors or things that I shouldn't have done. It's very important. Think generationally. Think about tomorrow. Don't think what you're doing now. And as you're thinking generationally, it's not just necessary the ones that will only come from you. People that are even associated and connected to you. I know the proprietors of Starr Radio UK, they are thinking generationally, because I'm indebted to them for the rest of my days. My children are indebted to them, if you know what I mean. So don't think just about you and the people you're gonna physically give birth to. Think generationally. Think across board. Your manager, your boss, or the people you are managing, being a manager and being a boss, the people beneath you. Think generationally, because whatever you're doing today, if it's going to yield good fruits and for people to remember we had that good manager. Oh, that manager was very good. It's all adding value to you. When they mention your name, do people say hey, or do people say oh yes? You have to think about these things. You are living. This is your life. And let it count for something positive, please. Next week I'll be here and we will do something different. I don't know whether we're going to title, we're going to do yet another freestyle. I love you so much. This is Starr Radio UK. My name is Regina Anima, and I shall see you next week. Stay blessed.
He has made